Everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Scott Fleer. Just a quick rundown. If this is your first video you're watching, I got a clothing brand called Rugby Warfare. I got a fitness business co-founded that's doing amazingly well, and I've got a massive passion for philosophy, history, all that stuff. So I'm combining all that knowledge into this channel. Hopefully you learn something. But for today, I want to talk about something I've been thinking about for many years. It's about the mindset people have when they start a business. A lot of people want to become an entrepreneur. And as soon as they think of a business idea, they just want to get loads of funding, they want to delegate all the tasks out, they want to pay people to do things, and then they think the rocket ship's going to go, they're going to sit back and sit on all the cash and love life, right? That's not how it works. You have to actually go in the trenches and build the business yourself. I fully believe that. My mother's always someone who said this, is like, she doesn't understand how mothers cannot raise their children themselves. Like, she's always felt, if you have a kid, you got to raise them. The same with the business. If you start a business, you have to raise it yourself. So like 1/3 of Roman emperors died in their beds. Most of them died in battle or wherever. They were like on the front line, whatever it was. They were in the midst of things. Most people starting businesses today, honestly, like, it's pathetic. Like, there's so many people who want to get into drop shipping. So you want to get into a business where you're ordering a product, you're not even seeing this product, you're literally putting a web page up, you're saying you've got the best customer service, the best service, all this shit about you put on a web page, you sell a product, and then you send it this request to some warehouse in China or India, whatever it is, and then they drop ship it and it takes like 3 or 4 weeks to arrive. You've never seen the product, but you're claiming all these things about it. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's so much of a big disconnect between the person and the product. It's like, how are you able to ship that product and be happy with that? Like, that's such a shit little business. I don't care how much money you can make from it. For me, it's a little bit of a shit business to run. Like, in terms of the opposite scale, you've got the artists who won't even take money for their stuff. Like, their stuff's more valuable than money, and they put everything in and they won't release something until it's perfect. And you've got the drop shippers who will literally sell you shit for money. They'll probably eat shit for money. That's how desperate they are to make cash. But let's get on to it. Like, so solopreneur versus entrepreneur. So an entrepreneur is typically someone who starts a business, but then they can delegate and the business runs and you kind of direct the way it goes, like a visionary type of thing. So let's assume you're the really good entrepreneur visionary, that's fine. But 96% of UK businesses are micro businesses. So there's 5.6 million micro businesses in the UK, which means employees of 0 to 9. So most businesses don't have the luxury of having huge teams of people to work on a business. So really, if you are to succeed, you're gonna have to adopt the solopreneur mindset. And what I mean by the solopreneur mindset is, you're gonna you're gonna have to actually know how things work in your business. So if I went to a mechanic now, even though my brother's a mechanic, I go to a mechanic and I'll say, like, my car's fucked, like can you help me fix it? And he'll pull my kegs down. He'll say, yeah, 300 quid. It could be a spark plug change, it would cost £25. But because I don't have a clue, I've never gone in deep enough to learn, I'm just gonna get ripped off left, right, center. So in the same with business, if you're like an entrepreneur, you're hiring agencies, you're hiring other people to do stuff for you, you're gonna get ripped off all the time. But if you actually take time and go deep into the key things in your business at once, you're going to be far more successful. For example, I started off my business kind of journey with SEO, search engine optimization, and I got deep into that. And then as I got deep into SEO, I learned about lead magnets and getting emails. So I was like, oh, okay, so SEO brings traffic to my website. I can't really compete for the big keywords like clothing, but I can compete for rugby training. So what do I do with this traffic? Oh, okay, so I try and give them something for free, and then I get an email. Okay, what do I do with an email then? And then I look into email marketing. Okay, you've got the lead, you've got the nurturing sequence, then you've got like customer flows, you've got repeat customers, you've got abandoned cart, you've got daily emails, you've got broadcasts, you've got all these campaigns you can do with emails, and email is super powerful, even more powerful than SEO in terms of revenue. And then after email, you're like, right, what can I do with email? And you're like, well, I can create a custom audience on Facebook, on a Facebook ad with emails. But like, okay, let me have a look more into Facebook ads then. And then I went into Facebook advertising. And then you're like, okay, Facebook ads is awesome. And you go like, what do Facebook ads, what succeeds in Facebook ads? Okay, video does. Video does really well in ads, you get a lot of views for cheap. So let's work out how to do really good video ads. So you do video, then you go into more like content. So you're like, right, okay, video's good. Okay, well, let's go into written content. Then you get into copywriting, which is using words to sell. And then it's an entire amazing, beautiful industry in itself. So you go down all of these ways, right? And I can't remember where I heard this quote, but the marketing should never be, the marketing department should be the owners. The owners are the best people who know the business, right? They should be the ones running the marketing, or at least deep in the marketing process. You can't offload your marketing to interns and people who, like, marketing is one of the most important parts of your business. Marketing and product go hand in hand. And guess what happens when you start to scale? So basically, you'll then go, right, okay, I've got a good gist. You do the 80-20 rule. So 20% of your efforts give you 80% of your results. It's the same in every industry. So 20% of Facebook ads will give you 80% of the results. 20% of your SEO techniques or pages will bring you 80% of your results. 20% of your videos, 80%, all of these. So once you add all of them up, they all build up to this massive amount of like power basically. But once you know enough about these things and you've got to hire, you can't get bullshitted. So you'll interview people, you'll be like, right, okay, we're looking for someone to be like on the Facebook ads all the time. Like we're looking for someone to look into lead generation. We're looking for someone to do all this, and you'll know enough so you can flag bullshit and you'll hire more effectively. So that's a really important point as well, because hiring is the hardest part of business, like flat out. I've made some terrible hires and it's not good when you have to sack them. And it's not a nice feeling, but when you just know, you know. But it's something I think you just kind of know straight away after a few weeks. But that comes down from lack of experience in that given field you're hiring for. And if you don't have that experience, find someone. If you might know someone you can trust who's in that segment, and you can bring them in to do the interview as well. So you're still getting that solopreneur mindset thing, right? And you're not just going like balls to the wall everywhere. So you do need the natural filter needs to improve. And there's a guy called Nassim Taleb, who's like one of these modern day philosophers, economics guy, and he doesn't have a personal assistant because he doesn't want to get rid of his natural filter. If a personal assistant is filtering the stuff for him, how is he to know what things he wants to see or not? Because you get loads of shit thrown at you every day, and sometimes you want to see and talk and let things through. So he doesn't like it that you should have personal assistants. He thinks you shouldn't have one, which I agree with, really, because you should want to be skin in the game everywhere. As a solopreneur or solopreneur mindset, once you've done everything yourself, and like it's not going to take years and years, you can go and get trained by the best guy in the world in SEO, in Facebook ads, if you did want to like turbocharge your learning. It takes time and effort, but it's definitely worth doing. But then you can know what to focus on in your business. So there's a great book called Traction. It goes through all the different channels you can use to get customers, acquisition wise, and you can try them all out. And really, like, I'm going to finish with this, is as a solopreneur, and when you start working with other people and you people come and work for you, you inspire like it's kind of leadership when you know what you're on about and you've done the work in all these areas and you've got results. This is authentic leadership. You can't bullshit this leadership. I don't know how many of you have worked for businesses where you kind of get told by the guy superior to you or the CEO, and you know they've just like kind of brought this idea together, got loads of funding, it's like some shit show that's come together, and they're trying to tell you things and they've read a fucking one article on it, they've never actually done any work on it. And you kind of get this sense that it's all bullshit, right? That does happen. Once you do rise the ranks in the business and you become an entrepreneur, so you evolve from a solopreneur to an entrepreneur, but you still want the solopreneur mindset, right? That's what I'm trying to get at. You start off as a solopreneur, which is you're doing everything yourself, basically. Then you keep doing everything yourself. Then you slowly have freelancers and stuff, but you're still doing it all yourself. You're holding it all together. Then maybe you become an entrepreneur, you become the leader, the visionary of the business is growing, but you still need to have the solopreneur mindset. And Napoleon said this, he had the soldier mindset. He said, the imperial purple has not caused me to forget my first trade. As he became emperor, imperial purple, he wanted people to know, listen mate, just because I've got to the top doesn't mean I'm not a soldier. Look, I don't know if you're watching this who need to hear it, you probably do need to hear it, but don't be one of those people that's looking for the I-8 life and like, spending all your cash on a car and showing off, selling Forex trading and acting like you're trying to do your mates a favour. Like one of the boys back home, I don't know, I can't remember who it was, messaging saying he's making loads of FX trade or Forex or something. You're like, all right, what's up? And he's like, yeah mate, just sign up to this software and I'll get a commission. Like, well, if you're making so much money, why are you trying to sell software to make commission? You're obviously making money from that commission to people. It's like a pyramid scheme. So like, don't fall into these like nonsense traps where you're trying to make money quick. It's not the way to go. And you lose a lot of respect for doing it. Like, if someone comes and tries to sell Herbalife to me that I know, I'll kick him in the head. Like, he's not coming near me. Stop trying to bullshit me for money. So you should want to become the person that generates authentic leadership, builds real skills, does the actual work, grows something from scratch yourself, because you know you're going to be the one leading the team in the future. And don't fall for these knobheads on social media who think they're class, who think they're rich when they're not. Everything's on finance. You don't know what their bank account looks like. They can talk a big game, and the ancient Stoics were people who saw these others, they were called sophists. These are the people who would say what the crowd wanted to hear, all full of shit. They'd say the right things, but actually didn't really believe or do what they were saying. You don't want to be that person, because honestly, if you think people might not realize it, but they do, and the people that start engaging with your content are usually the same bullshit people. So you can stumble into this like bullshit network of people all speaking bullshit to each other, like commenting, liking, oh mate, you're awesome. Like they don't even know each other. They've never worked with each other. They just keep bigging each other up until they've built this fake like group of people. The people from the outside like, oh, these guys are amazing, but they're all frauds. You don't want to be part of that, mate. You want to do it yourself. You want to have help, obviously, but do it yourself, do the work. Stop fucking around. I'm going to finish with this sentence. So take on the solopreneur mindset, right? Before you try and claim the imperial purple. If you are a solopreneur, you're looking to enhance your skills, comment below, see what you're about, go watch my other videos, and sign up to my weekday wisdom newsletter for some tips and tricks. But other than that, just do the work. There's nothing more to do. Just do the bloody work. See you in the next video.